Whoosh. Top of morning, ladies. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Ochako's nightmare was in My Hero Academia. So, make sure this is still going. Yep. Okay. So, this is what it means is basically if the Ochako's nightmare became its own person. Like, basically, Ochako's worst fears became its own separate entity or person, but sometimes gets scared, or she gets scared of her. So, let's begin. The court doctor, or should I say lab person, was doing some tweaking of his machine that is basically he also because when diagnosing Ochako's quirk, or if she had a quirk, he also secretly took all of her, or copied all of her nightmares, and stored them. So then he ends up creating a female clown. But this clown has it's a special type of Nomu that it can transform into a monster to just haunt Ochako around like a little, so that if she ever became a pro hero, so, and this is all about Ochako's nightmare to be in My Hero Academia. So she goes to, Quirk Doctor at this time wasn't working for All for One, so until so Ochako, so the Quirk Doctor sends his clowny creation girl to UA. And because of time skip of 15, and so, and she goes in as Ochako looks over, and she's scared of this clown girl. And but later down the time skip, the clown girl actually walked up to Ochako, but instead of making funny faces and all that stuff, the she actually said to Ochako, "Let's be friends." And sorry if I'm scaring you, Ochako. As she says, "That's okay." As she's kind of scared of that, but at the same time, so their relationships, like friendship thing, were really close. So they care about each other's. So then the time skip. So, yeah. Mina says, man, the, yeah. But they did not know what really spooks Ochako out every time is that the clown girl knows where she's at home. Or like every time she falls asleep in her dreams, the she ends up getting so scared that even, yeah, I will not tell you what dreams that she has. You'll figure it out. And plus, I don't want to be demonetized. But let's just say, imagine you who at school. Imagine you're in a dream, or in at school in your underwear, getting chased by a hold on, by this creature looking thing that looks like a clown chasing you around. Yeah. It's like space clowns all over again. So, yeah. That's what happens to Ochako. Still freaks out about that dreams. But one day, she still is tired. She always looked tired. But finally, his or her friend told her the truth that she was a creature that was designed to just haunt you, not to hurt you, just to haunt you around. As she's scared that the clown girl actually hugs Ochako, as she did apologize for that. Yeah. As she says, that's okay. I do not do that again. Promise? As she says, I promise. So, yeah. So then the time skip to All Might versus All for One. As, let's say, let's say Ochako got kidnapped to use her quirk to, or using her dreams to have more copies of endless clowns, to like endless amount of these to like haunt everybody. But the original clown girl, her, that was designed to haunt Ochako, specifically, ends up helping Ochako out. Like, saved her life, and she ends up turning into a big clown monster and grabbing all the villains, knocking them all out, as every villain was basically scared out of their minds. And yeah. So yeah. And sorry for this video wasn't uploaded before, or the other one, the custom cards and the what if Deku segment thing. So yeah. So sorry about that. So yeah, so Overhaul was basically knocks the clown girl out. Like but he didn't know that this clown monster was immortal, or is immortal. So yeah, so nothing can harm her. So she ends up like knocking the Overhaul around like a little rag doll, and like did some messed up stuff to him and like, yeah, like hanging him upside down by his toenails, using him as a punching bag, and tickling, or like basically doing all that weird stuff. But then she pulls out like a Looney Tunes kind of like that wind up with like and punched All for One out of existence. Yeah. As because yeah, so she goes in, or she went into, or she did knock out all the villains, as she basically, because her monster form, she reached over, grabs Ochako, and like hugs her. And like, yeah. As Ochako home, or actually the clown girl says, thank goodness you're safe. As Ochako's is happy to see her friend cared about her. Zuko was there too, but he was more of a defense person. Yeah. I was going to make it a little bit darker than, but there's actually a character Then, as Zuko, who, and the clown girl, or actually, clown girl could see that Zuko's not afraid of anything. As he did tell the clown girl what he was afraid of before, but then but Zuko actually has, in this alternate timeline, Zuko does have a power that makes up for his quirkless part. And it is called it's called Infinity and Zero. So so he says, I'm not scared anymore. But and so then as a voice, creepiest voice comes out, I'll make that bet. And as everybody looks around and they see a guy with black tendrils with red eyes and darkest greenish hair color. He had the black and basically kind of like Mina's eyes, but instead of yellow, it's green. And this is the part, or so this one is actually Zuko's nightmare or form, if it took form. So, but it's more chaotic. And so the Zuko was lame. But the monster form, the monster version of Zuko's nightmare, was actually not his actual full nightmare one. He was mostly but Zuko's nightmare had similar powers to what the main character of this storyline. Yeah. So, but it's a more twisted version. But he was mostly friends with Zuko's from the very beginning. As he says, at least you're safe, Zuko. Thanks, buddy. So, yeah, because as everybody's like, man, there's two deep, dark fears in one hun? Yeah. But Zuko's, it was his, nightmare was, in, the Zuko it inherits like Zuku's insecurity to be a hero. You know? And all that stuff. But then we have the like the main character, the clown girl, was the main like reason why she was created was to like not haunt, like in goes haunting people, for millennia. So, yeah. So, yeah. But there's one of her powers was actually when she transforms into like a monster. One of her main abilities is transform or of clown is her ability. Like basically she hasn't used it on Ochako because she actually loves Ochako as a best friend, not a gay version. Eh? So, but that was the original plan, was for her to turn Ochako into the clown. Imagine Ochako as a clown. And one of her other abilities, I forgot to go through power scaling thing, was body parts of balloons, or balloons body parts. It allows her to basically turn any parts of a person's body, I mean every part of a person's body, into a balloon. Like Ochako's hands would become like balloon hands. And they would still be the same as a normal. But they in like the hardness, but they would look like a bunch of balloons, like skin flare-ups things. They will go back to normal after like 5 minutes. Yeah. She could have turned Ochako into a balloon. Yeah. She would still have the same conscience as in her human form. But yeah. So Zuku, with his like nightmare creature or darkness, ends up, or so Zuku ends up getting married to Ochako, and so Nightmare ends up getting married to the clown girl. They both have their own separate. Yeah. So then the Nightmare Clown is their son's name. So it went from like, and if you guys want me to do the Zuku's backstory of how he got his monster, let me know in the comments below, and I'll make it probably at some point. So, yeah. So at that point, peace out, y'all, and have a good night or day, depending on time zones. Peace.